Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I've got to give you guys the latest updates here. We're going to talk, I think this could be for the final time, about the ifs, the buts, the maybes, the couldas, the wouldas, the shouldas regarding Victor Osimhen, because the offers are on the table. Chelsea are currently trying to negotiate with Victor Osimhen. And there is a monstrous offer on the table from Saudi Arabian side Ahli. And as you can see from the title of this video, as you can see from the thumbnail of this video, and if you tuned into the live stream that I just did, massive shout out to all of you that watched the stream. But I want to discuss here what is happening right now and also where I stand with it, because there are many different avenues that we can discuss regarding whether or not Osimhen to Chelsea is going to happen, whether it's the right move. I'm going to tell you now, and I'm going to try and back it up with my thoughts, which can obviously change at any moment, because at this point, I think not only is the ball in Chelsea's court, where we could pull out of this one because we're not going to try and faff around with offering anything close to what Ahli have offered, which is 30 million per season for 4 years. That's 120 million, whether that's dollars, pounds, euros. That is just outrageous. I believe it's euros. So Chelsea aren't going to do that. We know that for a fact. Osimhen has also been saying, or his agent's been saying, and we've been hearing it through various different sources, that his wage demands are not going to change. He's not going to accept anything else. So if that's the case, then why is it still very much Ahli versus Chelsea? The reason for it is that Victor Osimhen would prefer a move to Chelsea, and the longer it goes on, the more this game of chess is being played from the Osimhen camp, in the way that Chelsea might just turn around and be like, all right, fine, go on then. But I'll tell you what, let's imagine that this pen, right? You can see this pen. Let's imagine that I'm poking Chelsea right now, and this pen is called Osimhen, yeah? Go on, pay me. Pay me. Pay me 450 grand a week. Pay me, pay me. Chelsea aren't just going to turn around and be like, all right then. You know what? Let's give our friend Ivan a call again. Let's give John Duran a call again. And to be quite honest, I think this is the right thing for Chelsea to do. If it is a case that Victor Osimhen is demanding that he wants to get paid either the same as what Ahli are offering, which is impossible, never going to happen. But if Osimhen is like, it's 450 grand or bust Chelsea, I'm afraid, then I say Chelsea are like, politely, see you later, adios amigo, because we're going to go for other options that fit within the wage structure. And the debate here, which is why I think this is an interesting time now, because we're at that point where it's like, join Saudi Arabia for the money, or join the team that you've always wanted to play for and you've got shirts of and pictures of you on the internet wearing. And Drogba's your mate, Mikel's your mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's either this, like, Osimhen is 25 years old, and according to his agent, he's got unfinished business in Europe and he wants to play for the highest honours and he wants to compete at the big clubs. But, like, at the moment, Chelsea are the only big club in Europe knocking on your door. So you're either going to fit in with what Chelsea are offering you and what you're being paid there if you go there, or you just take the money. And I said it on the live stream, just literally before I started recording this video. The money that they're offering, there isn't anybody out there who's going to just be like, nah, not interested in that, not going to look at it. It's 30 million euros per season. It's outrageous. This is like not just this generation or Victor Osimhen's kids. That's like a lifetime's generational wealth that will be given to his family and to the people that he cares and loves. So I get it. I do. But at the same time here, Chelsea have very much the ball in their court, where I think Victor Osimhen, he knows that he's not going to get anywhere close to that money from Chelsea. So my question at this time of recording, which is about 6 p.m. in the evening on the 28th of August, if Osimhen isn't budging on that wages and he's being absolutely given it plus more to go to Saudi Arabia, then why hasn't he just said yes? Why is it that Ahli, I think it was 36 hours ago now, had already agreed a deal with Napoli? They sent the proposal. It was 65 million euros, 55 million quid. If that is the case, and now this contract offer is on the table, why am I still here? And maybe things change by the time I upload this video and I go to bed. But why hasn't he just said yes to that deal yet? And I think it's because deep down, Victor Osimhen wants to be a Chelsea player. And I think the longer it goes on and no one's really budging, I just think he ends up just being like, all right, you know what? I don't want to go to Saudi. Because at this point in time, like, if you're 25 years old and your agent's been coming out in the media and saying, like, Victor's got, or he's can't be shipped off for money, blah, 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 blah. You care about the potential of playing in the best league in the world, playing for one of the most prestigious, best football clubs in the world, and you go and join Chelsea, still get paid a lot of money, by the way. And then that money could be even more if you're actually as good as you say that you are. And this is me now. Like, I've been saying I want this guy the whole time. And I'm not for 1 second criticizing a man who is looking at a massive, massive generational wealth question and being like, I'm not for 1 second saying this is the wrong thing. But what I am saying is that the move to Chelsea, for anyone who is a fan of football right now, if you see OSIMHEN choose Chelsea over Ahli, respect. Massive respect, because you've just turned down so much money in the name of joining the club that you've apparently supported when you were a child, and you're making significantly less money. It's a massive project, and you're coming in and you're saying, I'm your guy. And Victor Osimhen right now could join Chelsea, an incredible project with so many great young players, an exciting new manager with visions of building a team for the next 10 years. And this is apparently the guy that we want to put as the spearhead of all of that. When we've heard about this 4-window strategy, we were told it was going to be 4 windows, and then we get a good idea as to how Chelsea would be looking for the early phases of these new owners' tenure. And we have chosen Osimhen as that guy. And I'm hoping, and the reason I keep on making all of these videos is because I want Chelsea to sign this guy, because I genuinely believe that the caliber of player that we're after is the right caliber of player to be the number 9. Why have so many number 9s failed at Chelsea? Because Chelsea have always been a chaos club. We'll win the league, and then the next year, the manager will get fired within the first month because we lost 2 games. We'll end up finishing 10th. Or we'll be 10th in the league, we'll sack a load of managers, and before you know it, we're nothing like the team that won the league a year ago, 2 years ago. And I think the fact that you look at players like Erling Haaland, comes into Man City, continuity, consistency. You drop him in up front, scores a load of goals. And as much as Chelsea don't have continuity, consistency right now, we're looking to build it. And the fact that we've chosen him as the number 1 guy, for me, I think it would be exciting. And that isn't just me with Chelsea tinted glasses on. I think anybody who knows anything about football and has any kind of respect for football would be like, the Premier League is where you want to be playing your football if you're one of the top 10 players in the world. Same time, I get the money. I get the Saudi thing. I could keep going backwards and forwards on this one, but I wanted to just give my thoughts here when it really is at a 50-50 stage right now. And it's 50-50, in my opinion, because he'd have just gone to Ahli by now, because he knows that Chelsea aren't going to pay that, and apparently he's not going to budge from his wages. So he's probably just waiting to see how much Chelsea will offer, to see if they can get as close to what he wants as possible. But anyway, let's move on from the Osimhen talk and the Osimhen news. As well as that, though, the Ahli management is set to travel to Italy today to advance in talks. So as soon as they get there, it might get more difficult for Chelsea. So hopefully Chelsea can come into some kind of breakthrough. More news. Let's talk a little bit now on Ben Chilwell. And this is a bit worrying, to be honest, because we've got a player here who obviously knows he's not going to be part of the manager's plans, knows that Chelsea are kind of desperate to sell him. He's on big wages. And there isn't really much interest here from anybody. Man United current stance is clear on Ben Chilwell reports. No interest, no talks ongoing. In recent hours, there have kind of been a few reports coming out that maybe Man United are starting to be like, oh, okay, well, let's go and have a look at this Chilwell deal. But the latest regarding Jadon Sancho is that Juventus are working on this one. And Sancho is open to the move to Juventus, but also open to the move to Chelsea. But at the moment, Manchester United aren't really getting anywhere with Raheem Sterling, because Sterling is still trying to sort things out with Chelsea, because apparently he'd be owed about 70 million quid in wages and bonuses. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why Chelsea Football Club are trying to change the wage structure. If you sign a player on a 5 or a 6 year deal and they're on 300 odd grand a week, and then all of a sudden they're not quite as good as you thought they were going to be, They're not quite as good as they were when they first joined. This is going to be hard. For a player to have 3 years left and be at the position in his career that Sterling is at, where again, so much of this is about like, do you want to just go and play football? Which I'm sure Sterling does. He wants to get back in the England squad. I'm not saying that he's digging his heels in just for the money. And again, I feel for him in a way because he went from being a part of the manager's plans to just not being anywhere near the plans and having his number given to Pedro Neto. So if you're Sterling, yes, you know that legally you're going to be due a lot of money if you stick around at Chelsea. But at the same time, I think he's going to be pushing for a move. I think if the right proposal comes in, Raheem Sterling will absolutely be open to the idea. The final story that we're going to discuss here, Chelsea have Thomas Orejo on their shortlist in case one defender leaves in the final days. No bid at this stage, but Orejo is really appreciated as per CNN Portugal. PSG want Orejo in case Milan Skriniar accepts Al Nassr proposal. If you don't know much about Thomas Orejo, I saw during my live stream that Chelsea were interested in a Benfica centre-back. I was hoping that it was going to be Silva, and I had to Google this guy. I don't know much about him. I saw the name Orejo in the chat, and I was like, surely not the one from Barcelona. That would be relatively exciting. I don't know much about this guy, but Chelsea are interested. He's 22 years old. 1.87 m, little bit shorter than me for any of you lot that have met me over recent times at Stamford Bridge or in the US tour. But at this point, it doesn't look as though there is any current bids on the table for any of our centre-backs, be it Axel Disasi, Benoit Badiashile or Trevoh Chalobah, that I've said earlier today I do not want to be sold. But anyway, obviously the big talking point right now is OSIMHEN. The big talking point is going to be OSIMHEN until we know that he's going somewhere else. And if he's not going somewhere else at this point, hopefully he'll still stay at Chelsea. As I said at the start of this video, I still believe he's going to join us. I really do. And I don't know if that's just blind faith or not. And to be honest, like, I don't really care if he doesn't, as much as that's a lie. I do care if he doesn't. I'll be upset if he doesn't. But like, we've got a great team, guys. We really do. Ivan Toney is another option, great option. There's other good strikers out there. If it's not OSIMHEN, I just want it to be OSIMHEN. Do you know what I mean? Thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for all the love and support on all these videos. I know I've been uploading a lot of content, but it's the end of the transfer window. Then we've got a bloody international break. So you're going to be wanting more videos then, and there might not be anything to flip and talk about. So this is a crazy story. It's been going on for ages, and I think we're getting closer to that conclusion. Your thoughts in the comments down below. See you tomorrow.